Hey, how we doing, everybody?
Wonderful.
Good.
Wonderful, good. I am the Gorilla. This is the Gorilla's Kitchen. Welcome to another wonderful episode. We're going to have a fantastic time tonight. If you could just ask me real quick, what's the Gorilla cooking?
What's the Gorilla cooking?
We're doing sausage and peppers, baby. We're going to do some quick sandwiches. We're going to do one of my favorites. We're going to do a nice, quick sausage and peppers, some delicious sweet Italian sausage here today. I've got my own homemade marinara that's been simmering all day for you folks. It's going to be fantastic and wonderful breads, and it's going to be really, really good. But most importantly, and as tradition with the Gorilla's Kitchen, we're going to make sure you have a proper beverage. And today, we're going to take a walk down the lane with the Moscow Mule. We're going to take a little twist on that because we have a tremendous sponsor with Oso Brewery and Distillery. And they have given us a tremendous amount of their product here today to share with you. So we're going to pick a flavor and we're going to roll with it. We're going to have some mules, we're going to have some sausage and peppers, and we're going to have a wonderful time. Sound good?
Sounds great.
All right. So I'm going to get into chopping some of this stuff, but first, let's get a drink for everybody. So it is summertime here in Arizona. We're in Satan's butthole in Arizona. It's nice and hot and sweaty, awful. But one of my favorite things in summertime is grapefruit. Anyone not like grapefruit?
Love grapefruit.
Love
Love
grapefruit?
it.
Perfect.
Love it.
Then, nice crowd, easy to please here. We're going to do grapefruit mules today. And we'll top it off with a little bit of mint to make it fragrant as well. And we're going to have a great time with that. So bear with me. We'll get this going. We'll get our sausage and peppers going. And we'll be doing good. All right, guys. For any of you that have not had a Moscow Mule before, is everyone here pretty familiar with the mule?
Yeah.
Pretty simple process, right? We're just looking at vodka. We're looking at ginger beer and lime, typically. Now, we can change up our citrus. I might go with a slice of grapefruit for us, maybe a little bit of orange, who knows? But there's a lot of different variations on it, but it's my favorite summer drink. So, I'm actually going to get you guys some. Typically, these are served in copper mugs. It's not that I don't think y'all are worth it, but, you know, I want to be able to see these drinks as well. We're going to do our typical scientific pour. I want you to watch closely. Were you watching that?
But I'll watch again.
All right. I really don't want to shake up your ginger beer, so here's what I'm going to do.
Oh, okay.
Oops. Oh, jeez. Oh, no, something happened. Oh, so we're starting to run out. Some lovely help from our sponsors. I'm sure we'll recover soon.
Oh, my.
Hey, come on. I'm a blind Irish bartender. Come on. Give me a break here. So who would like lime or like to go otherwise?
Lime.
Limes.
Limes are all around.
I was going to say the grapefruit and the mint sounded really yummy.
Why do we cut the ends off? Well, look at this. Look at this rind, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's super thick. When you start doing this, you got a lot of extra gear, you got all kinds of extra nonsense. So I like to cut down until I get the meat of it on both sides here. And then we're going to go ahead and we'll do our slices from this. It's going to make a nice, much neater look to things. And ruby red grapefruits happen to be my absolute favorite as well. But what I also do, if you'll notice, see how this piece is right here? Always, let me get rid of that. Everybody would like a little grapefruit as well?
Yes, please.
You got it. I'll take that. Yeah, you got to cut the middle piece. I mean, it's the way it's constructed, but we got to get down to it, you know? All right. Sorry, Joel, ladies first.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh no, we got 2 extras, Dave. You're going to have to help me out. You know what? I think my lovely assistant, my beautiful wife, might like one of these.
She doesn't know how to say no.
To everything but me.
Cheers.
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 Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Here we go. Oh wait, that's straight vodka. Oops.
Very good.
Refreshing.
All right, guys. Are we beveraged?
We are beverage.
We're beveraged. Cool. So I'm going to cut on over and start working on, well, cutting your sausage and peppers. All right, everybody. So we've got our drinks. We're good to go there. We're settled in properly. Please enjoy those at your leisure, as I'm not going to be available for refills for a couple of minutes. But I'm going to move on. We're going to cut your peppers. We're going to cut our sausage. We're going to get the onions going on. We're going to get it going in our skillet here. We're going to crank up the heat in this puppy. You know what? I like to start it pretty hot because I like to get it pretty warm. I want a little bit of sizzle as I toss these peppers and onions in here. So I'm going to, now, there's two parts to this. We get our sausage and we're going to get our peppers and onions marinating, okay? I'm going to pick one of our olive oils over here. I'll take a little vote from everybody. We've got a tremendous amount of options from our good friends at the Queen Creek Olive Mill. So I'm going to give you guys a couple options and flavors. You tell me which one you'd like. We're going to throw that in the pan. We're going to marinate these puppies up, and we'll see what we want to do. Okay, so we have, kind of curious to try. Now, got a good basil olive oil. That's always really good. Now, a roasted garlic olive oil is a huge, right? So always a big fan of that one. If we like a little bit of spice, we've got our jalapeno as well. We actually have a nice Valencia orange olive oil, which will make it really nice and refreshing. It'll pick up that flavor a little bit, but it's going to work a little counter to the marinara sauce. So I'm thinking either we go with our standard Silver Award, or we go with a roasted garlic. What do we think?
Roasted garlic.
Garlic.
Roasted garlic, all right.
How did you get into cooking?
Necessity. Evidently, I'm a pretty good survivalist. I was a latchkey kid. I was a part of that generation that I'm sure you're familiar with. And yes, I do have stainless pans. I have some nice French pans that I could possibly use, but I really like this particular nonstick pan. I'm simply throwing the olive oil in there just for flavor. But to answer your question, how did I learn how to cook? Really, as a latchkey kid, it was, hey, my parents, worked all kinds of bizarre, odd hours, late at night. My mom worked really late at the hospital, and it was always, hey, get home, do your homework, feed yourself something, stay alive. We'll be home at some point. And as you can tell by looking at me, I didn't miss many meals, right? So we learned how to survive. And that was it. I learned how to create things and flavors and started combining things. Hadn't been for like Lipton noodles and tuna and peanut butter and jelly, I would have died. Had those inventions not come around, I wouldn't have made it in this world today. So, I'll stick these things over here. But cooking for me, it became sort of my love language in a way, if you will, because I love providing for people. I love taking care of them. I love sharing experiences with them. And what is our most basic experience in life besides standing upright, walking around, perhaps given the proper mobility? But it's eating. It's something we have to do at least once a day. It's in our natural programming. It's how we function. So my whole feeling is life's too short to eat shitty food. So I'm sharing this with the world, with my friends, my family, and we're making this happen. But so there's a lot of ways to, obviously, to cut an onion, being that I want these to come out a specific way. We're actually going to go the long way with these puppies. Now, I dice my onions a fun little way. You guys may already know how to do that, but I like to dice my onions. It makes them just fall into a nice little pile. But these, I like these long. I like this, they have a little more character this way. Take the little nub off there. Take our nub off of there. Also, you notice in my onions, I cut the edges off here because they tend to come together and connect, and that stuff is really dry. This stuff is nice and moist here at the ends. Got a nice juices to it. So I don't want to have to fight an unnecessary battle with my produce. My leavings.
No crying and cooking.
Believe me, this knife slips, there's going to be a lot of crying and cooking. I will weep badly. And the video will go viral and we'll all be fine. but I'll be one less thumb
You want to be
involved,
popular, cut yourself, right?
right? You know, he who has no thumbs gets no nachos. Very difficult procedure. So I want to check our heat here. We've got our range on. We're going to bring down the heat, actually. Since we're using olive oil, it does have a pretty high temperature tolerance, but you don't want to get it smoking. So you want to back it off when you start to see it coming up a little bit, and just bring it down a little. So fastest way to cut a bell pepper. Everybody know this technique? People, I wasted a lot of years trimming around like this carefully. Oops. You know, forget it. You grab your stem, straight down this way. Got this. Toss that away. We'll wash our seeds. And we got our peppers we're going to be able to cut this way. So we're going to rinse and repeat here. Boom, boom. All right. I'm going to move these. Now, nothing else in this cutting board has actually been touched by this meat, this area, so we're going to be okay. For anyone who may be concerned about the cross-contamination, guess what? It's all going in the same spot, guys.
Now, in the Chicago area, sausage sandwiches I typically encounter with green peppers
Yes.
and sold with green peppers.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering why you happen to choose. I think I know, but just sure.
So here's really the reason, is number one, I happen to like the flavor of these peppers. I'm actually avoiding green peppers because green peppers are the most plentiful, and they're the cheapest, honestly, for a reason. I think to me they're the least flavorful of the bell pepper that's out there. These colors look great on film, but they actually taste really good. And I'm a real stickler when it comes for the quality of my peppers. So I look to see if there's any, you know, if you're looking and you go, well, which one should I really pick? Well, guess what? Right at the bottom of your pepper right here, if you see that there's the stem or something sticking out here that's very discolored, and you see, even if you have a good color, but that's black, or even, you may even end up with a little bit of mold right there, you know that there's something going on the inside you really don't want to deal with. You'll notice that on the top of the pepper too, sometimes you'll notice these are nice and vibrant green color. That's not just from the crazy crap they probably spray on it at the grocery store. It's actually, there's no mold or anything developing right there. So, you know, even if the color has been artificially altered by something, you know by this here, because it's a direct indicator of what's going on with the seeds underneath. You can see we've got a really healthy seed bed right there. So I just happen to like these a whole lot better, and I think that going bell peppers, going straight up green bell peppers, is shortchanging the experience to me. I'd really rather go with the most flavorful, the most vibrant in flavor and color. And I think you'll thank me in the end for this one. And also they like to serve their peppers sometimes whole. I'm not going to play that game either. Because inside that casing, though we don't want to know how the sausage is made, so to speak, there's a lot of great fats and oils and a lot of really delicious things going on that's inside there. I want to wake that up. And I also don't want you guys to take a bite into it, have it pop, and then burn the inside of your mouth. But there's great smells and flavors going on inside there. So I want to cut that open, and I want to get those onto the skillet, wake it all up. I want you guys to enjoy it.
You're making me hungry.
I know.
Good. Because if you're looking at this, number one, don't eat before you come. Even if it's not dinner time, don't show up to our house and have already eaten somewhere. Not a good idea. Because chances are I'm going to feed you, yeah. I mean, honestly,
Pass one around.
yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. So you basically got a 4 peppers to 1 onion ratio going here.
Pretty much.
Okay.
The onions can tend to be a little bit overpowering, you know, but you got to look at your sizes. That's a decent sized white onion that we had. So if it was a little guy, I probably would have done 2. And you'll see peppers tend to lose more water than onion does in the skillet. So it tends to lose hydration, so they'll actually look a lot more balanced when they're cooked. It's close to a fingernail. I almost had that one. You almost had me.
I vote for no fingernails.
Yeah, well, you know, me too. We're of the same mind. Now, we've got a hot pan.
What do you put in first? All of it?
All of it.
All of it.
see where we're at. If I catch fire, it's going viral, right?
How much olive oil did you put in, by the way?
Probably about a tablespoon and a half.
Okay.
Less than 2, for sure.
Okay.
Now in a stainless steel pan,
Going to use at least 2
More.
tablespoons of oil.
Okay.
Got to let these reduce a little bit before I can flip them all the way.
Loving the garlic.
Who doesn't love garlic, right? Good for the heart, good for the soul.
Indeed.
The whole reason I'm adding that is because your schnoz will thank me later. Now, cover that puppy, we're going to bring it down a little bit.
How far is down?
Too low. We're not going all the way down to simmer.
Okay.
We're going to low. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let these sit for a couple of minutes while I start working on these sausages for you. And let that seal down there. Now, what's going to happen, I'm going to let these do their thing. The sausage is going to, I'm going to cut these real quick, and then I will pull those, and I'm going to put them into a covered container. I'm going to let it continue to break itself down. They're going to get soft. So let it have a good time. I normally prefer to do these a little colder. They cut easier when they're colder, but I don't like throwing cold meat onto a skillet.
And what kind of sausage did you say this was? A sweet?
Just a sweet Italian sausage. You can get different varieties of sausages from any of your favorite places. You know, Whole Foods, Sprouts, probably Walmart, whatever, you know, whatever you go to, you can find different varying varieties. This one we actually got from a restaurant supply store here in Tempe, but it's because we had to do it in bulk. It would have cost a fortune had we, you know, had we bought it in smaller quantities, or what they're used to being purchased in smaller quantities. Skins are actually really thin. It's good.
It's about an inch or so.
Yeah,
Okay.
about. So, you know, I told my wife that's 5 inches. Just saying. Kidding. It's a family show. Sorry. Oops. Today's episode was brought to you by the letter Y. Why is he such a jackass? You know. I got kids watching this thing, you bastard. You know. That gorilla guy's such a ass. You know. Yes, I am. Welcome.
But it made you laugh, right?
Yeah, exactly. And if you're just tuning in, you may want to tune right back out. Let's get these going. How's our drinks doing, guys?
Good.
Very good.
Yeah, they're excellent.
All right. They feeling like a punch in the face yet?
let us
Oh,
know
well.
as soon as you have an extra minute
Sure.
for refills.
Yeah.
Very refreshing. Very refreshing.
Good.
And then I'll start like,
Now your liver may not feel refreshed, just so you know, but everything up here is going to feel very refreshed for a little while.
What kind of rolls?
So these are actually, they are rolls from also the restaurant supply store, but it's like a regular sort of hoagie roll that you can get about anywhere. It really comes down to how you prepare them. You don't want them cold, so we just put them in the warmer only, cover them in foil. They're getting a little crispiness to them. It's going to be really nice without drying out. So, and I could get another pan going, but honestly, it's about being simple, a one-pan solution. Right?
So you don't have my wife.
I got a drawer full of pans I could use,
Dishes. She does the cooking.
right?
I'm learning here. I'm learning.
Thanks, Jeremy. You're a good teacher.
I try, my friend. Ding. let's talk marinara while those get to the temperature I want. So here's what I did. We have a great tomato sauce. Now, here's the deal. A lot of people want to use stewed tomatoes or whole tomatoes or peeled tomatoes when they're more full or whole tomato. Guess what, guys? I don't need to involve a food processor, okay? Nice crushed tomatoes. It's already good to go. You don't have to get crazy. Now, what I like to do for my base, obviously I opened way too many cans. That's why that one's open for you right now. But it's a good olive oil. And I did a roasted garlic olive oil to start out with it. But what I did is I put a little bit of that into the pan. And I did it all from beginning to end right here in the Dutch oven because I want to sit and maintain its heat. So, kick it back up just a little bit. So, I did chopped onion, about a cup of chopped onion. And then I did probably 4 tablespoons of minced garlic. I didn't roast it on my own and chop it up from there. Just went ahead and got minced garlic. We popped that in there. White wine to sort of caramelize, give a little bit of the
So
sugars.
those three together?
Yeah.
Or did you do the onions and garlic first?
So what I did first is I put the olive oil in, threw my onions in first to sort of break those down a little bit. And then I threw in fresh chopped basil as well and sort of let the aromas blend together. Then I poured in the white wine to let it sort of caramelize and let those things come together in that way. And then I put in my first can of the crushed tomatoes and got that going. And then we added in more of each ingredient along the way. Instead of just going dump, 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 I built it along the way. With each can of crushed tomatoes, I had a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And so that way, by the time, we were at the third good-sized can of crushed tomatoes, at that point, now all my flavors are really coming together.
How much onion do you think was in there total?
Honestly, I used, it was a little guy, about like this.
Okay.
So I used better than half of this little guy, so I would imagine probably it came out to about a cup.
Okay.
But in a pot that size, it's really, the onion itself is not going to be the most prevalent thing at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then I added a tablespoon of sugar into it because it helps cut some of the acid. And a little more wine, because, it's me.
And what kind of wine did you use?
I used a white wine. It was a sweet white wine.
Okay.
Some people like it dry, but I think the sweet really complemented the onions, complemented the garlic, complemented the fresh basil. That's how I came to that. And so a little bit of salt. Really, everything is to taste in that way. Some people like a little more salty. I like a little more sweet. So that's the direction I went, and that's what you guys will have today. Is that okay with you guys?
Yeah.
All right. So these are about ready to come off. Sausage is about ready to go on. Anybody smell that? All right, those are ready to go. Now, the lid, get this. Just in case I mess this up. Not worried about burning myself, I'm worried about not getting it into the container. Burn myself later, I don't care. We'll be all right. Now,
So you really cover it.
I'll set these in front of you guys. And we're going to watch that sort of caramelize and do its thing.
Tempting.
Oh no, an onion escaped. Teach him a lesson.
So you're adding more.
A little bit.
Okay.
The same roasted garlic?
Just same roasted garlic. I don't want my sausage to stick. So here we go. That's beautiful music. We want to coat them all, give them a little flip. Hopefully we won't lose any. No escapees. Oh, just a little piece popped off. I'm going to come and get you.
How high would you say the heat is right now?
Couldn't tell you. It's just probably
Not too high.
250-ish probably.
Oh, so it's kind of a low heat.
Yeah, it's a low heat. I mean, it's a delicate dance when you're dealing with gas. But this is a really great conductive pan. How we doing on those drinks? Doing good?
We're good.
Beautiful. How are we doing, Dave?
Doing good.
I have to admit, I was expecting the entire sausage link or
Yeah.
sandwich.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
Like split in
So,
half or something, but I like it.
any particular reason or just personal preference?
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying, because of all the good aromas and all the fats and all the goodies that are in there. And, well, two reasons. Number one, because I want to get all those aromas out, right? I want it to be present from the first bite to the last. I don't want anything, it's all in there. There's, what do I have, six or seven peppers in there? So there's enough for at least one sausage link per sandwich, believe me. But also, when it's really hot and it's contained in those skins, you take a bite sometime and boom,
Yeah.
it pops and those oils, it wreaks havoc, okay? So I want an even temperature all the way through. That's what I'm trying to achieve.
Okay.
I'm not seasoning these in any other way. They got enough flavor going on themselves. Make sure we're covering all sides. How are we looking?
Looks good.
Very good.
Hot.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. Need another drink so that won't be as hot.
So how long are these sausages gonna be grilling here?
Until they're done.
Oh, they're done.
Good answer.
Yeah.
If you would like a raw one, I could give it to you.
Thank you.
You'd be checking out early.
What are
though.
you looking for to make sure they're done? Let me ask it that way.
What I'm looking for is I need to get some color all the way around it and not just a char on the outside of it. I need to see that it's cooked all the way through. So I want to see that there really is no pink that's visible on those, because once again, we're dealing with pork. So it's not like we can get a burger that's medium. You don't ever want medium pork. Not really something that I'm looking forward to ever in my life. But yeah, as soon as I'm certain I'm not going to make anybody sick,
We're done.
you want to experience your food one time,
More often.
right? The next time you experience it, I want to be when you're having it fresh, right? Not like at 3 a.m. when you're cursing my name between technicolor yawns, as we like to say. But that's how it is. I don't like to have what I call an unfortunate rerun, not so shortly after. So yeah, it's what I'm looking for, is to make sure that I'm not going to make anybody sick. So sometimes we'll make it a little bit overdone, not really by much, but I just want to make sure there's no pink visible. Oh yeah, we're almost there. I'm almost there, as she said. A little while longer.
You realize none of this episode's going to be by any means.
This will be a late night YouTube episode.
Oh, come on. This is not built for Sesame Street. Come on, guys. You see any kids present? I'm going to pull those in 1 second. But first, I'm going to pull the rolls, because we are about ready. I'm going to waft this by everybody so you can smell the fresh bread.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
Smells
Oh,
amazing.
it does smell really good.
One of the best smells in the world.
Teasing us.
Because you guys have a little dry spot down on the bottom of your bread, I'm going to fix that problem first.
Okay. A little marinara to coat the bread.
Yep.
Okay.
Got to get down in there first.
Listen to that.
Now we're ready.
Yeah.
That's going off.
Sounds and smells amazing.
And we're hot. Okay. So,
Smell it.
I hope nobody cares we're going to get a little messy, huh?
Messy's good.
Messy's good. That's right. I'm going to need a coordinated effort from everybody, though. Are we ready for this?
Okay.
When I pull these out, when you guys are ready to take, I want everybody to take a bite at the same time.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so okay, if we can do that.
Yep, we can do that.
So do you have any other vegetable, pepper, cheese options that you would do with these sausages?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, we could put anything in there you want, really, I guess. You know. We could get as weird as you want, I guess. You know. You want broccoli and Brussels sprouts in this puppy? We'll do it.
If you could make the Brussels sprouts look and taste amazing.
You know, actually, I can. That will be on a future episode. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
Invite me back. Well, let's see.
That looks bad, right? That doesn't look any good.
Oh my god. That's amazing.
Food porn incoming.
Yeah, income.
Get out of here.
Oh my god.
Don't you dare. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
She's like, more cheese.
Like, more
Acid.
cheese, more cheese.
As with garlic. I agree.
Did I say that out loud?
Do you have another background story?
Uh-huh. As she said, I'm almost there. There we go. Keep going.
Awesome.
Ready. Oh man, look at that.
How's that look?
Oh,
It's good stuff.
Does it look like a pile of love or what?
yeah.
Yep.
Let go. That one's going to go off for school photos. All right. I'm going to serve these straight off of here. Jeannie?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice little stringy cheese. Does that plate weigh like 6 pounds now?
Uh-huh.
There we go.
Thank you so much.
And last but not least, let go. Get off.
Get your mouth around this.
You're asking for trouble, aren't you? You're going to make comments like that after chastise? Come on.
Sorry.
So,
Okay.
on that note,
On that note.
I'm glad I didn't say it.
I didn't mean
I
it
dare
this
you.
way.
You know? All right, guys. I'm going to send this one off for its graduation photo. If you're ready to brave the temperatures, Manja.
Are we doing this all together? Okay. 1,
2.
2, 3.
Oh,
Oh my god. Amazing.
How do we do?
Oh good.
awesome.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Very good.
So good.
Most excellent.
You're coming home with us.
Coming home here to be coming here for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right?
Yep. You know your address now, right?
Yeah, no escaping. Now that we're an official location.
The bun is perfect. And I'll tell you that sweet marinara like paired up really nice with the peppers and the
With the
salsa.
savory,
Oh,
the
yeah.
salt.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
I might know what I'm doing. What do you know? We might have it figured out a little bit.
Amazing.
All right, guys. Well, thank you very much. I want to say
Thank
cheers
you.
to my audience once again.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you. Grazie. Buon appetito.
Oh my god.
So,
Unreal.
thanks for coming to another episode of the Gorilla's Kitchen. Please inform your friends, your family, people you don't know, strangers on the street, anyone who might or might not give a damn.
The Disney Channel.
Not the Disney Channel. This is going to make the Not Safe for Work channel. However, it's going to be a fantastic time. So please remember to check in on Facebook. Please remember to hit the subscribe button at the bottom of the video. And of course, check us out at thegorillaskitchen.com. You can subscribe for all of the recipe details and everything in the future. And who knows, if you send us in your favorite family recipe, you might get chosen. And if you do, you get to pick one of your favorite t-shirts from our merchandise department. So thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time at the Gorilla's Kitchen.